don't even know how to start this. All I can say is that thank you, Ben, for creating this amazing series that you have. Following it since I was very, very pubescent. And I have to be a little bit quiet at the moment because two of my babies are asleep. My girl and my baby. They're both asleep, so I have to be kind of quiet. But at the moment, it's 3 a.m. in the morning because I just finished listening to Z.1, Z.2, and Z.3. And I nearly cried again. But anyway, today we're going to be doing an album reaction to Benn's new album, Z.4. And I am very, very, very excited. I'm also very tired. But I'm going to give a little rough rundown, a very rough rundown if you haven't heard anything about Benn before, anything about the Z storyline. I'll give a quick rundown and what I kind of know about the story. And I'll give some speculation about where this is going to go. I do advise you to go and listen to the albums because I don't want to spoil anything. So before I, spoiler alert, because I'm going to be going over a couple things. There's main characters in the storyline, and which is Henry Langham, Angle, I don't know his full name, even though that I just listened to it. Jennifer! His wife, his kid. Also somebody else who speaks to Henry right at the end of Z.3, and I'm not sure who it is. And if I do know who it is, and I'm supposed to know who it is, I'm just dumb then, because I don't. But yes, basically, what happened was there was an outbreak of some sort in London, and Henry was with his family. They got kind of scattered, they got lost during the rush. So he lost his wife and his kid. I think prior to all this, I think there were experiments going on. The thing is that is really weird with it, is why would you, sign your life away to become a mosh or whatever and know that you're never going to be activated because there's a switch or some sort of signal that sets off and then all of the mosh are activated all at once. Unless you got experimented on and the experiments failed, which happened to a lot of people. Have I lost you yet? Hopefully not. It's pretty simple. They got lost in the crowd and there was a big, outbreak in London and experiments were being done and blah blah blah. And apparently Henry was also worked on somehow. But yeah, so throughout the Z series and stuff, he's basically just searching for his wife and kid. So he has an old friend called Angle, and so he gets in contact with him after a while. I'm pretty sure he actually worked on Henry Langham at some point. If you want to actually know the storyline, go to fucking henrylangham.com and then we're discussing so many different things. So yeah, he gets in contact with him. There were some survivors that were hidden away, and Henry found Angle, and then they went on the search to look for his wife and kid. They eventually do find them, where they kept all the mosh. And then it turns out that Angle actually, ticked off the experiment for his wife and kid, which is pretty messed up, because they never got activated, and they were just literally in a room with just sheets over them. This is in Z.3, by the way, so I've just completely left out so much stuff with the crow and all this other shit that it's so hard to understand for me personally. But I just know the base storyline. After many, many, many years of never leaving the room, he ends up shooting his wife and kid. Supposedly. I don't know. And then he kills himself. Because he was also with the room that they were in, the cell block that they were in, was also with another patient. So he could have killed that patient. I don't know. Speculation. And then at the end of Z.3, we get this voice basically saying that we can stop them, Henry. We can put an end to this kind of thing. And then it ends like that. But yeah, I highly advise you, if you did sit through this, listen to the album, because it is so mind-bending. It's fucking crazy. It's not that flat storyline. There's so many different, curves in it. Because there's a lot of time where he's, reminiscing of being in the room for so long and just kind of just going, not crazy, but just going fucking nearly insane, to be honest, because he's just been there all that time. Because he never wants to leave his wife and kid again. Because he promised that I'll stay and I'll wait, you know. I guess we should find out what happens, shall we? Ben, if you were watching this, thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the storyline, and just I appreciate the whole community that has came up from just what you have created, really. I'm a part of the street team, the Hurt Record street team, and I kind of try to promote as much as I can, because I've got a Twitter, I've got Instagram, and I try to just post things. Try to just post as much as I can about to try to help Ben, and that's what we do on the street team, you know, push people to listen. This is my first reaction of Ben Down's new album, Z.4. I'm beyond excited, and the first track is called The Incisions, and let's go. I like that. So, yeah, no, because when I heard, which song was it? A Fire in Atlantis, I could hear the backup vocals, and I was thinking, at the end of Z.3, how he had that, you know, female talking, what if she's, like, taking over this kind of album? And I love that, like, that stutter, in a way, that's so cool.
Nothing like the ending you expect to see. Your lack of imagination comforts me.
What kind of guitar did you use? Holy shit, that sounds clean. That's a nice drum. That was crazy. For the first track, not what I expected. I expected to hear Ben's vocals just like coming in hard. But that was like, it's different. I like it. Interesting hearing like a different pitch, like different tone on the record. Because I did like her singing in the hillside at the end of it. It was, wait, no, not the hillside. Wendigo? Maybe. I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, I like that. That was cool, different change. But yeah, we heard Ben's vocals like at the very start. I can understand like the album cover now, kind of being like Henry's in the chair, kind of just Skeletor, and then this light shining through, and then this could be that, like her being the light, you know. The next track is called Evermore, and it's a 4 minute and 25 seconds song. Interesting use of instrument.
I'm here by your side as you stare at the fire. You are fed by the lion. Surly aspire.
That woke me up. That's a nice riff. I wonder if she's gonna be the star of this project.
I'll never let go. Aim at the world and obey only for two.
voice. This is an amazing voice. This is actually amazing. Like, her vocals over this, like over hard guitar riffs and fucking like those insane drum fills and just the crashing cymbals in the background. Insane. That sounds awesome. So cool. This is like completely different to what I thought, honestly. This is so different. And I love it. This is so cool. I am digging the tonal change in this album. More story. Track 3 is called The Book Speaks.
The book speaks of a man who called himself king.
Editor.
When we pick up the writings in the book, his subjects are already totally disillusioned by his rule. He had betrayed them. Even before the attack, his people were starving. On the day of the attack, he barricaded himself in the main hall and waited for the cries of his people to cease before sending his cannon to witness the results of the carnage. It appears as though Sarum isn't what we thought it was.
He sent his cannon, and Z.4, I'm your cannonball, so maybe he's talking about... Dude, it's gonna all link up in this. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna all, like, make sense to me now. He barricaded himself from the people. He's a bad king. That sounds like a shitty king. Fuck him.
This is where they began, Henry. It all started here.
Beautiful instrumental in the background, too. And then the 4th track we have here is 31 down. On Z.4, there's 28 down. Anyway, let's go. 4th track, 31 down. Are those strings? That was 31 down, a nice little interlude into Home. So this is the next track. It's the 5th track and it's called Home. I love the pacing of this. Like record so long. Very fast pace. Okay. Interesting interpretation of that song. There's a song called Bury Me, which is on Z.4, pretty sure. Interesting. Interesting. That was such a different interpretation of that song, because that song is normally very, it's played on the piano, so it's very, very calm. There's only one part in it, close to the end, where it kind of like gets big and like blows up and stuff. But that was like a full-on like rock track of that. That was great. You're still on the show. Anyway, next track is called Into Dreams. But it seems to like fade and just go into every track perfectly. This is a 4-minute track. It's just so hard. It's like... it's straight into it. That's sync. That's quiet one. I remember in a Skype call he talked about how he has hard songs of every soft song that he has, but I didn't know that it wasn't going to be his vocals over it. Sorry, I'm like trying to like sing along to this and shit, but like it's completely different, so I can't, and I'm just messing it up, but... Secrets and lies, fabrications of heart. He feels so small when we look through the arm. Hoping, praying to the stars. Can't you see how wondrous we are in just somewhere? Lyrics have changed. Oops. You are my king, I'm your queen. That was crazy. I thought there was such a weird connection with Quiet One and Z. The first time that I listened to fucking Quiet One, when it was like, we feel so small when we look to the stars, we pick out planets we'd like to live on, and blah blah blah. And then there's a song, he's talking about like, we'll kill them on Jupiter and Mars and blah blah blah, all these different planets and stuff. And I was like, and then they were talking about, we stood alone on a hill, standing like statues, immortal but still. Like they're statues, they're standing there, and they don't feel anything. They're just immortal, and it's fucking horrible for them. I was referencing that back to the mosh in a way, how they're just like inactive and they're just standing there, just with sheets over them and stuff. So that's cool that it actually is kind of like coming full circle, you know? Again, just like a different interpretation of the song that I really enjoyed. I think there's like strings playing in the background and shit. Sounds beautiful. This isn't murder, it's only a dream. I hope it isn't. I hope this is still, you know. And I am your king. That was dark. I am your king. You are my queen. We rule the world. Darker than dark again. I am your king. You can't do me like this. You can't throw all those instruments at once, all those vocal layering, and make it work. I mean, you can. But that was incredible. It sounded like just so big. Me trying to work out the story and stuff, he's talking about, you know, I am your king. He was her king. It's funny hearing, like, Henry's voice again, after, like, knowing that he's dead and stuff. Carry on. The next track is called Days After. Do you mind? Why did you skip? Authorize this computer. My old fucking email account, still IronSpider935. Fucking zombies. Jesus. In the midst of World War II, some rather unsavory experiment in Breslau in Germany. The derelict factory walk. Computer is not authorized to play Days After. Would you like to authorize? What the fuck? What do you mean it's not authorized? Fuck, let me play my fucking song. So I can play it on my phone, but I can't play it on my computer. That makes no sense. They're linked to the same email address. Okay, so it's not letting me play Days After or Empty Chair, but it's letting me play all the rest of the songs. Take this out of here, and since Apple, fuck Apple, honestly, is a dick, I have to have a dongle, put this into my fucking headphones, and listen like this, and I have to sync it up somehow. So anyway, this is Days After.
After the attack, the remnants of his subjects, who had fled to hide in the forest, returned to Sarum to see what remained. When they realized that all was gone, they collected their families and belongings to leave, so that they may beg entry to neighboring settlements. When the king received word that his subjects were leaving, he asked his cannon to meet them
Interesting. So this is like the storyline underneath the storyline way, like saying that this is all got to do with everything else. Like it's a bigger story than what we've just heard. And it's all kind of connecting up in a way. Yeah, the next track, after Days After, is Empty Chair. So I have to sync it, so I might like this track a lot. Nice. I like that a lot. Great riff.
Hold yourself for a while. I'm longing to die like this guy. I push a pin into your lungs. I'm willing to die like this. I was alone until you shone your light and covered my empty soul. I was alone down and showed me the world. Hold me tightly, make this right. Teach your cry. I will hold you tight.
Ben is so good with his fucking growls. If I can call them growls. They sound deadly. I like what he's saying. He's talking about how when he did die in the chair, her soul, or her light, gave light to his soul and showed him a whole nother story and like showing him that like you were a king once before or so, or something like that. I think. Carry on. I've heard this. Just to show you what Ben can do when he gets on the mic. How about now? Where have I heard that before? I think it might have been in a Skype call. By the way, I haven't heard any Instagram snippets, or I tried to stay away from them, so that was weird, because I thought I've heard it before somewhere. It's kind of like he loves her, but also it feels like this a weird thing where like he hates her at the same time. Like that she lied to him in some way. I don't know, it's strange, but the next track, which I can play back on the computer, is Eyes on the King, and I have heard this track when it came out back in 2015, and it's redone.
What would he say if he heard you dishonor him? What would he say if he knew alibi? Which of your past do you choose? You do when your world is a fucking lie. Which of your lies stands to holding on to everything that hurts me again? Drowning in a sea of angels, knowing the end, and it's all eyes on the king. Yeah, when you're
amazing production. The vocals are clean as fuck and dirty as shit. We got John fucking Williams on the drums going hard as fuck. What is there not to like about this track? It's just, and the story's there. Oh, and about this upgraded like guitar solo. Shivers. Next track is called The King. So we had Eyes on the King, and now it's The King. I'm excited for Cold Dead Crows 4, because that series is... Oh, it's only 1 minute and 19 seconds. Really?
The king spent many months in turmoil. His reign was over. His expectant wife and child murdered in their sleep by shadowy figures, and his people abandoned. He spent his days in the company of his canon, fractured old men whose complex talk of revenge and distasteful obsession with the dark left stains on his mind. Stains he could not remove.
Sounds like Henry.
Months went by, and the king, full of contempt for anyone living outside of Sarrow's walls, had a plan. He motioned to an advisor to come closer. The gaunt old man slowly drifted forwards and pressed his ear close to the king. The king whispered his final instructions and sat back in his chair, his canon conferred, and turned to thank their king. This would be the last time they would meet his gaze. From this moment on, their king refused all food and water, and waited, and waited.
It's like linking up with Henry's story, which is interesting. Anyway, the next track is called Cold Dead Crows 4. Are you gonna do this again to me? Do I not have the permission to play Cold Dead Crows 4? I'm tired, so this is like actually fucking pissing me off, because I just want to listen to the tracks. Just when I'm about to get hit with that Cold Dead Crows 4, I get hit with let go of everything, let go of everything. Let's go. Why is that track 1 minute 19? Why is that track so short? That track was insane. I'm sorry I didn't say anything during that because what the fuck? Just so intense. Like that part, the whole song is just like intense in your face. Bam, get hit with this, bam, get hit with that. Growls on that, incredible. I love the guitar riff. It just sounds like dark as fuck. It's so heavy. It's true though, he did suffer the worst. I play certain songs, I might as well fucking just play them. My camera's going dead. I told you this would happen. I can't record and listen at the same time. Nothing wants to work. Okay, I've spent half an hour trying to make this work. It's not working. So I'm gonna have to use my phone because my camera's dead. It's 5:02. My headphones are only dead now. Great. I need to get some sleep, but I need to listen to this album. The next track that we are listening to, which is number 12, is the one we've heard before, is A Fire in Atlantis, and it's such a good track.
When we ask the sun, he gives us rain. Oh, the future is to blame. I died alone in
love that track. 10 out of 10. The next track is called The Cannon. So this is the cannon that they have been talking about through the story.
The cabin had been busy. Their chambers were dank, dark, and inches of sandy dust covered the floor. In front of them lay their work, piles and piles of heavy circular stones, coated with an unknown blue liquid. Over the next few weeks, they slowly rolled the stones to the entrance and loaded them onto a wagon. From here, they rode through the night to the neighboring settlements, passing the decaying remains of the settlers who had naively accepted their poisoned gifts. When they arrived, they laid stones around the perimeter and carefully poured a dark liquid on top of each before scurrying away to lay the next. In a matter of minutes, they could hear the coughs begin. The wind direction was no issue now that the towns and settlements had been surrounded. As they rode their wagon away, they stopped to listen. The screams of men,
Really?
women, and children alike helped crack smiles on the weary faces
That's
of the
fucked up.
cabin. They rode on.
That's fucked up. So they killed like a village and laughed while they screamed. It's not very nice at all. I guess that's why they hate the cannon. That's like a part of the evil. Anyway, the next track is called Typewriters. It's the track that I'm thinking about because he did it in a Skype call. I'm pretty sure he was playing with a typewriter and it sounded incredible. Song made out of a typewriter. Here it is. Oh. It sounds so sad.
There is nothing left for us to say. Comprehensively we change.
Beautiful vocals.
Rapidly the hopeless it takes control, and color runs out and leaves us cold. Can you remember? Can you remember me, my love?
It's very sad.
Can you forget what you've become?
She still just wants him.
I have tried so hard just to signal you can't see or hear me. It's painful.
Because obviously, I feel like even though that they're like a part of the wash, they can still understand and see everything that's going on, but they can't move, and that's just sad. Yeah, like I was saying about the stones before, how they were just statues and they couldn't feel pain, but they could just live eternally and just see. And she's just like, I still love you, you know? Can you forget what, like, you know, the man that you've become, this other person?
Remember, I wish you could join me in this cold. Can you remember?
That's beautiful. I like that. Dun, 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 dun. She has an amazing vocal range. Like throughout these songs that I've been listening to, like her tone and her pitch and everything is just like, she has a great vocal range basically. Like it just fits so well. The next track is called The Coffin. Now I can't say this word of shit, okay. Augustus. I can't, okay, well, that's the track. And it sounds hard. those growls to the point where I can't understand what he's saying. That's when you know it's good. That was interesting because normally Benn's songs, you know, start off soft and then they build up and then they build up and then they break down to this huge explosion of just growls and, like, you know, very hard at the end. This was the opposite, as it started, like, you know, so aggressive, and then went really soft. This project feels like different from the other Z projects that I've listened to. Like, I want to say it's more introspective, but it's not like introspective into Benn's mind. It's more introspective on the story and showing you more of what actually happened. Just did the breath, so I think there's gonna be a lot of aggression in the next track. I'm very tired, which is hidden inside.
I'm not alone now.
Just carries on perfectly.
I'm not alone. Can't even breathe now.
It's a great atmosphere.
Buried alive.
No, you can't be buried alive. In my story, he's buried alive. You can't do that, okay? You can't do that. That could be a metaphor.
By light.
Buried alive by light.
And I can't even right my wrongs. All I've done, everything's false.
The symbols are beautiful in the background.
I need your help to see. I need your help
Beautiful
to see.
vibrato in his voice too.
And I know everything comes. They guide me to my rest.
Dude, I can't wait for the next Quiet One album. This reminds me of, like, Quiet One.
Your eyes are blinding. I cannot see. And I know your light is fictional. Your secret's safe tonight. And we survive the candlelight.
That was fucking beautiful, honestly. Lost for words in that. Like, they just took me out of this reaction video, honestly. That was such a smooth track. Yeah, it reminded me a lot of Quiet One, Benn's other project that he also works on, Quiet One. I mean, he's got a bunch of other projects, Pressure Fashion Diamonds, Quiet One, Two Down, Diplomat, a bunch of other ones, but yeah. I've only got 4 more tracks to go. Okay, so this track is called The Burial of Almora. I don't know English, okay. That's because it's not English.
And I would hold myself to ransom, but I don't think you'd pay to set me free. Like it, all these future memories, and I would hold myself to ransom. Like it, from this broken heart I made up this story to ruin your life. Nothing can feel quite so sweet. I'm broken and buried now under the lake.
I made up the story to ruin your life.
Everything lies in this state.
Interesting. Once I'm actually functional and can properly listen to this, then it might all click. Yeah. The next track is called Until
It wasn't until
429.
429
429.
that Vortigern turned his eyes to the castle and to the remnants of the king's cannon. Now feeble old men,
It's like the
they quickly realized that their existence
Hangham.
would be reduced to dust in minutes of a breach of the castle's walls. But this didn't stop them. They did not mournfully bury their work. They did not cease their cause. No. Instead, they moved their research and plans into the sealed palaces that were their minds, leaving no evidence behind. When the conqueror arrived, the old men, whose plans had rid the world of so many lives, hid themselves in plain sight.
Turn themselves to
It
stone.
had been decades since the last balls were flung over the walls. Years since the crows had fed during the great excavations.
Crows. Fucking hell.
It was the summer. Settlers had claimed the fertile lands as farms, and the fields surrounding the castle were laden with crops. As the walls were too high to mantle, and the gates were pitch black, the settlers didn't realize that the castle was occupied. At least, not until it was too late.
Oh no.
Every night, a member of the king's cannon would climb to the highest tower
But why?
and stare out into the darkness. They were waiting for this moment. In the distance, a member saw the vague flickers and glows of orange light coming from the fog. They were coming. He ran to the undercroft and informed the others of the impending plight. The men were prepared. They left their belongings, walked up the steps from the undercroft, and set foot into the grand hall.
Why?
Together, they lifted a large stone slab and placed it over the entrance to their quarters, sealing it with rudimentary mortar. For the first time in years, they laid their eyes on the king, who appeared to be almost vanished, his crown almost resting on the seat of the throne.
Eyes on the king.
In the shadows of the night, the men walked down the secret tunnels and descended onto the fields. One by one, they entered the homes of the farmers and quietly murdered anyone they found.
Oof.
When the army arrived, they were persuaded to allow the farmers to stay to tend their fields. It's how they survived, Henry. It's how they're still here now, generations later, still loyal to the king they never knew.
Really? Fucking hell. So they went in and saw, after decades, they saw the king's skeleton maybe, and the crown by the foot. And then I think, did I hear that they awoke and then they killed everyone in the village? Saw the king and then they got, not brainwashed, but like, they felt something and then they were devoted to the king to kill the villagers. The second to last track is called Almost Vanish.
What if we were wrong? We didn't understand that everything we are is somehow planned. Miracles have stopped, no furthering the soul. Was I good enough for this to be real? Yeah, underneath the lake, the light is pouring out. And if only I could recognize your face, 'cause without you by my side, it's not the same. I'm almost vanished now. You take all that I know and took away the ends. I feel so cold, and there is nothing left.
I was gonna say it sounds very melancholic. I can't say that properly. Like a lot of the tracks that Ben has been singing are very melancholic. Like they sound really harmonic and just different. Because I mean, Z.4 was literally like the hardest thing you could listen to from the Z series. So going from Z.4 to this, it's like it's a bit of contrast, you know.
For you to feed upon is planned, but the lake is frozen over. The trees are bending down, the clouds are burning up, and the water's calling out. And I should say that I was only looking forwards, but I never looked to my side. I wish I could trade our places. I was meant for hell, and I have never felt as though I understood a single piece of this world. How am I supposed to try and rectify the damage as I suffocate? My lungs are slowly failing. Stay on out and if only I could recognize your face.
That was incredible. The way that he was just matching the beat, the way it was going, and it's so smoothly, so perfectly. Like he probably did like 2 takes, but then like the seamless transitions, and he just used that whole lung capacity. That was really good. It sounded smooth. There was no like, you know, I wouldn't expect there to be any voice cracks or like anything out of tone or out of pitch, but it worked perfectly. It sounds like he's gonna fucking drown himself in the lake. But isn't he already dead? I don't know, this is so confusing.
My lungs are slowly failing. It's not the same.
It sounds beautiful.
And I'm almost vanished now. Almost vanished now. And I'm almost vanished now.
It's like it's really separated.
Almost vanished now. And I'm almost vanished now. And I'm almost vanished now. Almost vanished now. If only I could recognize your face.
That was great.
I could recognize your
I so don't want the story to end, but it has to come to an end, and it's because I've just been following it for so long. Okay. Okay, the last track on the album for Z.4. That almost made me cry. I mean, I was already tearing up. Indivisible. 5 minutes and 20 seconds, so... Jesus, okay. This has been a ride. Holy fuck.
And there is nothing left to hear except the silence. The birds refuse to sing but stand here in the silence. Indivisible, indivisible. There is nothing left for me to say but sorry. I'm so blindly, I've found the man
Shivers.
I've come to fear inside me. And I have drawn a line in sands I'll never need. Broken heart is led to hope, loss and defeat.
I like that little reference.
Invisible.
And I can see the world is fading now, it's dying.
I see what it is. It's I can see the light of day again. No, I am not the one. It's the last song on Z.1, The Divider.
There is nothing left for me to say but sorry. And I'm divisible, I'm divisible. A door without a key, and I am locked inside.
Sounds like godly.
it. A tiny opening above my head is closing now, and I'm divisible. I can see the light today again, it's blinding. A world in flame will soon return to ash, it's trying. I'm divisible. And I am holding on, and I am holding on, and there is nothing I won't do. And I am holding on, and I am holding on.
And we are witness to the sun as it is rising. The lows, the highs, the keys, the doors, the grand design. We're indivisible, indivisible. And I have lost myself in waves and grace so silent. My heart is beating twice as fast, and this makes no sense. We're indivisible, indivisible, and
Oh, that was so beautiful. It's like they're being set free because they're indivisible. Ben, why you gotta make me cry? No more teasers. Healing soul, no man. Oh no, what is this? You trying to help me?
Recording.
That's the intro to like the first tape. Oh my god, what a round trip. Dude. That album, I don't know if I could say that, but like from what I've heard so far, like I don't want to say that tops everything, but that fucking tops everything. Like that was a journey, to say the least. Maybe he's just like showing you like that's where it started from, you know? Man. Thank you if you're watching this. Thank you. I just wish you luck with everything that you do next. whatever you do next, and I'll still support, and I'll support you till whenever, because you're an awesome musician. Crazy underrated musician. That gave a lot of backstory, and it really did tie everything up. Some things up. I'll have to read forums and stuff on the Henry Langham thing to actually understand it all, how it all ties up. Now I just can't wait for the book, because the book's coming out. And okay, it's 5:47 a.m. It's not what I expected. I don't know what I expected, to be honest. I think I just expected more growly. But I'm glad I didn't hear growly, because that's what we got in, like, you know, Z.4 and then some in Z.2 as well, and Z.1. I do wish, however, Cold Dead Crows 4 was longer. That's the only one thing that I could say. But like, it's just gonna make me replay it so many times. I love the change of like the vocalist, because she was awesome. She was great vocals. And it fit well with the story completely, because it fits in with the story, because he's like, you know, always talking to, you know, his wife. I don't have anything more to say. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like on the video as it helps grow the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Follow Benn on everything down below in the description. Buy this album, buy the album. I really enjoyed that series. You'll be seeing from me whenever I post another video when I'm not sleep deprived. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. What the